The final roster for the World Cup qualifiers for the Team USA women's basketball team was released today. They needed some replacements for Sonia Citron and Aaliyah Boston. Hopefully they recover soon and are ready for the WNBA season for sure. I like their games. But with their injuries, there were some spots to fill, and rather than going with Cam Brink and possibly Rickea Jackson, they chose Monique Billings and Ray Burrell to fill those roster spots. It actually makes some sense as to why Rickea wasn't picked. Maybe she's just going through a lot of stuff off the court. Very serious situation. But Cam Brink was right there. Aaliyah Boston is a true center, while Monique Billings is a forward. You should swap a center out with a center, which is why Cam Brink made sense here. Now, because they wanted to try this stunt, they will not be running with the traditional 5, which could hurt them process-wise in terms of the information that they're able to gather from this team, from these players. But also, the results of these games are inconsequential. Team USA already clinched their spot, so it's all about getting those reps. But if there's any player that needs reps the most, it's Cam Brink, the player that missed more than a whole entire year of basketball. They seem to have gone out of their way to not select her, so what's the deal? I want to know what happened at the original training camp in December. I knew that she was not making the roster because I believe that I saw her off to the side stretching, and if my knowledge is correct, I don't believe that I saw any highlights of her or just flat out any videos of her in those games when they were running scrimmages, which was so sketch, not gonna lie. What happened? Was she just that bad? Was it a stylistic difference and she didn't fit the vision for the team? Was it because of her injury history? Because not only was she trying to get her legs under her at that point, but she was going in there with a broken nose because the refs didn't protect her. Melissa Smith, not a bad person from what I can tell, but she felt comfortable playing so recklessly because the refs don't enforce the rules right and allow the games to get to that level. I would like to know what actually happened at that camp, and I would like to know if the party that was crafting this team watched Unrivaled this season. I just made a review video and a more in-depth written review on my Substack reviewing her Unrivaled season, and it was actually really good for someone coming off the bench. She played well, she showed out on the defensive end so much so that it was actually mandatory to play her in some closing lineups. Speaking of closing lineups, she was better at foul management, allowing her to play more minutes, which was probably the main reason why you leave her off of this team. She's grown slightly in that area, part of her development, and despite the free throw and three-point shooting being inconsistent, she still averaged nearly 11 efficient points a game because she can hit a layup and the mid-range shot. This was a good season for what I expect from her, which I went in depth on in my previous video, but basically, because of her missing so much time and having to get acclimated to playing basketball again, that resets her expectations and development timeline. So for her expectations, she turned in a really good season. Even if they were never planning on having her on the actual World Cup roster in September, I don't see what's the risk of having her play now. The only reason that would make sense is maybe she had other obligations since they cut her from the team the first time, or maybe it's just injury management on her end. She doesn't want to play too much basketball in quick succession. I don't know, but leaving her off of this team is certainly a choice. She's a bright young defensive star already making a crazy impact in the pros. She's an entertaining player, one of the most popular players. I think it's a fumble for sure. They're definitely missing out. But that's why it's important for Cam Brink to have a healthy WNBA season in 2026. She can't live off of flashes and potential. She needs to put it together for a whole 44-plus game WNBA season. So like I said in the previous video, it's not a make or break season considering her timeline, but I am expecting to see some development for sure. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Stay strong, stay brutal, because above all else, it's anything to win.
I won't let you down, Bruce. I'll keep fighting. Always.